Hello again, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for another yoga class. My name is Chelsea. If we haven't met before, I'm really glad you're here. Today's class is going to be a full body flow, and it's going to be focused on the crown chakra. So if you're not super familiar with the chakras, they are the energetic focal points that sit all the way, starting at the base of the spine, all the way up to the crown of the head, and there are 7 of them, each representing kind of a different energy that we can embody in a different kind of part of our soul. The crown chakra, as I said, sits up top here, just above the crown of our head, and it is an energy really devoted to our knowledge, our consciousness, expansion and wholeness. It is our connection to the divine, whatever that might mean for you as an individual. It is where we connect spiritually to the things outside of us. When we deal with the crown chakra, or Sahasrara as it is called in Sanskrit, we're really trying to integrate non-attachment and a sense of wholeness, and we're trying to embody that. So this practice is going to be really kind of focusing on that in terms of using the whole body and allowing us to become a little more present in each moment of our practice so that we can practice that non-attachment, so that we can kind of start to view ourselves in a much more transcendent way, right? So not so much attached to what every move our body is doing looks like, or how advanced our practice might be, but rather just getting the body into a state of really a movement meditation. So this class today, I kind of like to think of it as a little bit of like a ladder sequence. So we're gonna start kind of small and just slowly build. And the biggest thing will be to remember that non-attachment focus. So that crown chakra, just wholeness, expansion into the divine, into your spiritual self, into your own wholeness, really. So just grab whatever you need that you feel like you might need to support your own practice. We won't be doing any drills with any props, but I always like to have a block and a blanket just in case. And then just again, keep that idea of cultivating that wholeness, that spirituality within yourself, that idea of non-attachment throughout this entire class, okay? When you're ready, we'll go ahead and get started. Meet me on your mat. All right, guys, so here we are coming to our mat to start our practice. We're just gonna start out in a nice, gentle child's pose. So knees are wide on the mat, hips are just heavy back towards the heels. I'm gonna walk the hands all the way out in front of us. And just bring the forehead down to the mat. And starting here, just to breathe nice and deeply, nice big cleansing breaths in and out through the nose. Beginning to soften through the shoulders, the muscles of the face, your jaw. And if you'd like, you could even gently rock your head a little bit from side to side. Bringing yourself to that center of stillness here in your child's pose where you can just breathe. And beginning to cultivate that Ujjayi pranayama. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And we're just constricting the back of the throat slightly. The sound of your breath will end up being sort of like ocean waves on the beach. And just bringing your attention to that crown chakra space as you breathe. Visualizing that bright glowing light just above the crown of your head. And this glowing bright energy is your connection to self, to the wholeness of yourself, who you are. And taking a moment to find the intention of just creating expansion
and creating acceptance for who you are right now as an individual. And we'll take just a couple more breaths here, keeping that intention in mind. Non-attachment, wholeness, and connection to the divine. All right, on an inhale, slowly begin to rise up. Coming into tabletop. Walk your knees in so that they come underneath the hip bones. Wrists are underneath your shoulders. And spreading your fingertips wide, just start to find a little shift front to back, starting to feel the movement of the body and coordinating it with your breath. Maybe start to circle the hips out a little bit. Again, just starting to circulate that energy through the body. And then arriving back at center here on an inhale, drop your belly down, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. Exhale, press through the palms, round out the back, the spine, the shoulders, cat pose. Again, cow pose, belly drops down, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone, exhale, round. Let's take 3 more of these at your breath pace. Last one. And then just coming back to a nice neutral tabletop, stepping both feet all the way back, coming into a high plank pose. So again, making sure your wrists are under your shoulders. Belly button is drawn back towards the spine. Fingertips are spread wide. Maybe just start to shift a little front to back, feeling each pad of all 10 fingertips, and then just feeling the toes rooted into the earth as they propel you forward and back. We'll take one last inhale. Exhale, send the hips all the way up and back, downward facing dog. And then this is your first down dog of the practice. So maybe pedal out the heels a little bit. Really settle into the space, into your body. Checking in. Down dog is always a great place to just check in and see if you still are connecting to that Ujjayi breath. Cultivating that deep inner focus, inner awareness of how the body is feeling, how the breath is moving. And coming to center. Take a nice big breath in, fill the body up with nice new clean energy. Open your mouth side out. Let go of any ideas of attachment to what your practice is going to look like here. As you inhale, start to walk your feet forward to meet your hands at the front of the mat. Coming into a halfway lift, flat back. And then exhale, just fold. Walk your feet hips distance if they aren't already hips distance. And maybe take just a gentle bend in your knees, grabbing opposite elbows, sway side to side. Opening up the back body. So as I said in the beginning, this is going to be what I like to call a ladder sequence. So with a ladder, we climb up, 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 right? And we get higher and higher. So that's kind of the energy of this class. We're going to start with some simple moves, and then have the option to add on. Know that as we add on, you can always stick with the previous version of the flow, and that's totally fine because that's what this class is about. It's being true to yourself, cultivating wholeness, oneness, and letting go of attachment to what you think or what your ego thinks this practice should look like. Come back to center. We're going to start with some half sun salutations. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root through the soles of the feet. Begin to rise up. Hands sweep up overhead. Belly pulls up and in. Maybe gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down in front of heart center. Tadasana. Inhale, reach the fingertips back up to the sky. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. So that's our first half sun salutation.
Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to continue for 2 more, just like that. Exhale, fold.
Inhale, root through the soles of the feet, rise up.
Arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, palms come together down in front of heart center, Tadasana. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, dive, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold.
Inhale, root through the soles of the feet, rise.
Arms up overhead, palms pressing, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart, Tadasana. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, dive forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. All right, we're going to start to add on now. So this time on your exhale, plant your palms, step the legs all the way back to high plank, and press forward on your toes as you inhale. Exhale, lower, chaturanga, elbows in by your sides. Inhale, heart lifts, upward facing dog, arms are straight, thighs are up off the floor, or you can come down into cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, down dog. Take a full breath in and out here in your down dog. So we're adding on, we're now doing the full sun salutation. Know that you can modify that chaturanga or go straight from high plank to down dog. All right, looking forward, step or hop to the front of your mat. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, arms up overhead, gaze up. Exhale, Tadasana. So 2 more, just like that. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, dive forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, lift the heart, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog.
Breathe into your down dog. Create space, check in with the breath, cultivate expansion. Cultivate non-attachment. Last time for the full sun A's, look forward, step or hop to meet your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Palms together, gaze towards the sky. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, swan dive down, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step or hop back, chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, lift the heart, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, tuck the toes, send it back, down dog. All right. We're going to move on to sort of a sun salutation B. So take a moment, find that breath, cultivate your Ujjayi pranayama, in and out through the nose, slight constriction in the back of the throat. And on an inhale, look forward, step or hop to meet your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Feet are all the way together here now. Bend your knees, rise up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Chair pose, your arms can either be extended or hands at heart, but draw your belly up and in, lift your heart and bring the shoulders together. Make sure the weight is into your heels, nice deep breaths. Take a nice big breath in. And on your next exhale, straighten the legs, hinge forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, right foot stays forward. Step the left toes all the way to the back of your mat and drop the left knee down to the floor, untucking the left toes. On an inhale, rise up, low crescent lunge. Or actually, I think it's just low lunge, I'm not sure. Now, if arms extended feels like a little too much, hands could just come down to the knee or even down to the floor, but try to keep the chest lifted, shoulders back. Getting into the hip flexor, ground through the inner edge of your right foot. Big breath in.
Exhale, hands come to frame your right foot. Tuck your toes, lift your back knee, step the left foot forward and fold. Inhale, bend your knees again, rise up, Utkatasana. Starting to move a little bit faster, find that meditative movement with your breath. Inhale, exhale, hinge, forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the left knee, right toes, step all the way back. Right knee comes to the floor, untucking the toes. Inhale to lift the chest. Maybe arms reach up, Anjaneyasana. Sink the hips forward and down. Think about drawing your low ribs in towards the midline of the body so that you're not, so that you're protecting your lower back as you send the hips forward. One more inhale. Exhale, frame the foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step forward and fold. We're gonna do two more just like that before adding on. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, rise up, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, left toes, step back, left knee to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, maybe lift the arms. Exhale, frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, step forward, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, hinge forward, straighten the legs, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, send the right toes all the way back, dropping the right knee to the floor. Inhale, expand the front of the body, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, step forward, fold. We got one more time. Inhale, rise up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left toes to the back of the mat, left knee down. Inhale, rise up. Find upward expansion, and then as you exhale, bring it back down. Tuck the back toes, step the foot forward as you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Last time on this side, inhale, Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right toes, step back, drop the right knee. Inhale, create expansion. Soften the muscles of the face as you lift through the heart. Exhale, hands come down. Tuck the back toes, step it forward, halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Take a second here. In your forward fold, try to shift the weight forward closer to the balls of your feet so your hips line up over your heels. Activating through the quadriceps, drawing the belly up and in. Now, if that version of that chair sun salutation B worked for you, stay with it. Otherwise, we're moving on up the ladder and taking it up a notch. So, here we go. Inhale, bend the knees, rise up, Utkatasana. Exhale, hinge forward, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. This time, exhale, step the left toes all the way back. Drop the knee to the floor. Rise up on the inhale. Option to stay in Anjaneyasana or tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, Alanasana, high lunge. Take a nice big breath in, front body expansion. Exhale, hands come down. Step your right foot back to high plank, chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, lift the chest, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step or hop to the front of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, rise up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, right toes back, right knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Option to stay or exhale, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, Alanasana, high lunge. Inhale for expansion. Exhale to frame your left foot, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, down dog. All right, that was one time through on this level of the ladder.
Use this down dog to reconnect. Reminding yourself of non-attachment. Reminding yourself of wholeness. Connection to yourself, connection to the divine. The truth of who you are, both as a person, but also just in your practice. Remembering that you can always skip a chaturanga, you can modify that vinyasa flow if you'd like, or just stick with that first chair version of the sun salutation bees. Here we go, 2 more times, both legs, look forward, step to the front, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, feet together. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left toes back, left knee down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, either stay or tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, high lunge. Inhale to expand, hug the belly back to the spine. Exhale, frame the right foot, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. Look forward, step or hop to the front, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, feet together. Inhale, bend the knees, rise up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Breath is so important, guys. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right toes back, right knee down. Inhale, reach up. Option to stay or tuck right toes, lift the right knee. Inhale to expand. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Reconnect. Feel the grounding through your fingertips, through the feet. Feel the warmth circulating through your body. We got 1 more time. Inhale, look forward, step or hop. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, feet together. Inhale, bend the knees, rise up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left toes back, left knee down. Inhale, rise. Maybe exhale, tuck back toes, lift back knee. Inhale, expand the front body. Exhale, hands frame the right foot, step back. Ooh, I'm gonna start to modify my chaturanga. Inhale, heart lifts, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips up and back, down dog. Look forward, step or hop to the front. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Feet together. Bend the knees, rise up. This is the last time. Chair pose. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, right toes back, right knee down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Inhale to expand. Exhale, frame the left foot, step back. Whew. Chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes. Whew. Send the hips up and back, down dog. All right. Take a moment, drop to child's pose. Again, connect to the breath, the Ujjayi pranayama. Connect to the energy as it moves through your body. Just feel it circulating. And just become aware of that. Connect to that feeling. And if any thoughts of judgment, any ego thoughts come up into your head, that's okay. It happens. This is why we continue to practice, so we can try to train the mind to kind of silence those things from the ego so that we can step in more into our true selves. So if any thoughts are coming up, if you thought, oh gosh, that was hard, I'm tired, I'm out of breath, that's okay. Just acknowledge those things and return back to your breath, Ujjayi. Return to cultivating
that wholeness of yourself, your connection to yourself and to the divine. All right, slowly make your way back up to down dog. All right, we got another kind of big sequence, so we'll have kind of the beginning version of the sequence, and then we'll climb up the ladder and add on. So just making your way to that downward facing dog. We're gonna start with a little bit of ab activation. On an inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, shift your weight forward, right knee towards your right tricep. We're gonna do 5 of those. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to tricep. All right, I'm gonna stop counting, so just do a total of 5. After 5, inhale to lengthen the right leg back behind you. On an exhale, step your right foot between your hand at the front of the mat, all right? Rotate your back heel all the way down. So we're setting up for warrior 2. The back edge of your back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Cartwheel the arms open. Sink into your right leg, warrior 2. Check here that your front heel is lined with the back arch and you're expanding here in opposite directions. So the element associated with the crown chakra is space. So think about that. Think about where you are in space. Think about the space within you, the space around you, how you exist as part of the collective consciousness. On an inhale, straighten your front leg, reach your arms up, and we're gonna pivot. So right toes will pivot towards the, left side of your mat. And the left toes pivot back. So we're setting it for warrior 2 on the left side, and then sink down into the left leg. Again, checking here, front heel with back arch alignment. All right, now we're gonna transition side to side and just think about that again, that space that you exist within, how you are part of the space, how you move through space, and just creating that expansion of both your physical form but also within you. So we're gonna transition side to side a total of 5 times. So inhale, pivot, arms up. Exhale, sink, warrior 2 to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, pivot, warrior 2 to the left. That's once. 4 more. I lost count, of course. I think this is the last one. And we'll meet back in that warrior 2 towards the front on that right side. Big breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down around your front foot. Lift your back heel. And we're going to step straight back to down dog. Walk it out for a moment. Again, feeling that circulation of energy, of blood pumping through the body. That warmth that you've cultivated. And arriving back at center. Inhale, left leg lifts. All right, we're gonna take those knee to tricep for 5 on this side. So exhale, left knee to left tricep. Inhale, 3-legged dog for a total of 5. Last one. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left leg extends. Exhale, left foot steps forward between the hands. All right, this is where we're gonna add on. Rotate the back heel down. Back edge of your back foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Inhale, cartwheel arms open. Sorry, I'm facing away from you guys for a moment. Arms expand, so this time, same thing, you can either stick with the just warrior two side to side, or we're gonna take it up a notch. So take a moment, find your breath, feel that grounding sensation in your warrior two, that expansion, that lift through the crown of your head. And we're gonna inhale, straighten the front leg, shift your hips back and cartwheel the left arm down to maybe the shin, maybe a block, right arm to the sky for triangle pose, Trikonasana. Making sure your shoulder, your hip is back, legs are straight. And on an inhale, we'll reverse this Trikonasana. So engage through the soles of your feet. Use your obliques, rise up, reverse triangle. Exhale, bend back into your right knee and bring your right elbow to the right knee. I'm sorry, this is left elbow to left knee. Right arm sweeps alongside your right cheek. Extended side angle. And of course, if you have a little more openness in the hips, you could always bring the left hand down to the floor or even a block, but no need to force it. And we are going to be moving kind of vigorously with our breath back and forth. All right. On an inhale, stay low. Rise up. Straighten the front leg, pivot towards the right side, just like before. And then right toes come towards the back. Warrior two towards the back. All right, adding on. Inhale, front leg straighten, arms up. Shift your left hip back, right fingertips forward. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Whew. This is a little bit of a balancing pose. So keep your belly drawn in nice and tight. Let your gaze be up towards your thumb or down towards your right toes. Legs engaged. Core is nice and tight as you inhale to rise. Reverse triangle, right arm up and over. Exhale, right knee bends. Right elbow to right knee, left arm sweeps up overhead, extended side angle. All right, we're gonna transition back and forth. Remember, you can stay just with the warrior two. Honor your body, honor your journey and where you are in it. Accept yourself in your wholeness, in your true self. All right, we're gonna inhale, straighten the leg, rise up, pivot over, warrior two, exhale. Inhale, straighten, shift forward as you exhale, triangle. Inhale, rise up, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle, right arm sweeps overhead. Inhale, rise up, pivot, warrior two, right side. Inhale, straighten, sink it down, exhale, triangle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, extended side angle. All right, that was 2 times. I'm gonna stop counting so I can breathe with my movements, but we're gonna go for 3 more for a total of 5. Each side, 3 more, okay? Again, thinking about that space around you, how you interact with the space of the universe, how you are a part of this larger wholeness, this collective consciousness. We got 1 more, I think. All right, we're gonna bring it all the way back. Frame the hands around your left foot, lift your right heel, step back, down dog.
Draw your attention back to that breath, the energy circulating through your body. On an inhale, look forward, and we're gonna step to Malasana. So the feet are going to come to the pinky edges of our hands and turn out 45 degrees. So you can hop if that's part of your practice. Otherwise, just taking one step forward to the right, one to the left. And we're gonna sink it down into that Malasana or yogi squat. In your yogi squat, don't worry if your heels don't quite touch, that's totally fine. But this is a great place that you could put a blanket underneath your booty so you can kind of sit back, because you do want your weight back. So if your heels aren't touching, that's fine, but make sure you're not pressing really far forward into the knees, right? Because that's gonna put some pressure into that joint. So lifting through the crown of the head, shoulders back, elbows come to the insides of the knees, palms together at heart. Gazing down, breathing, maybe even taking a couple neck circles here. All right, we're gonna work into crow pose. So if crow pose is part of your practice, go for it. If you've never tried crow pose before, that's okay. And if you try it and it's not where you want to be today, or that's not feeling good to you, that's what this entire class is about, is being true to who you are and not letting the ego or ideas of attachment or ideas of what your practice should look like get in the way of your actual practice. So if you'd like to try crow pose and you haven't before, Bakasana, palms are going to plant, making sure wrists are under shoulders, spreading your fingertips nice and wide, okay? Lift your heels up really high. You may even need to walk the feet in a little bit more. Heels up high, and really pull the belly up and in so you're creating rounding, sort of like when we're doing cat pose, like at the beginning. Plant the palms nice and firmly, all 10 fingertips rooted into the earth. Shifting your weight forward, begin to bend your elbows like you would in chaturanga. So they're moving back, not out. So back towards the shins. Lean forward until the knees can just rest on the backs of the triceps. Gaze forward, find that drishti. Maybe just one foot comes up off the floor, maybe both. We'll try this for a couple breaths. And then maybe start to make your way back to that Malasana yogi squat. Remembering that's a really hard pose. It's an arm balance, there's a lot going on. So what a great time to practice non-attachment. Take a moment, hands at heart, close your eyes. Soften your face, but also soften towards yourself. Whatever happened in that crow pose, whether you went for it today and it worked out, whether you went for it and it didn't work out, whether you didn't feel like doing it at all. Cultivating non-attachment, accepting our truth, accepting who we are right now in this moment, knowing that we are whole just as we are. All right. On an inhale, see if you can just reach the arms forward. This is the fun part. We're just gonna roll all the way back. Roll back, hug the knees into the chest. And then just taking hold of your knees, rock a little bit side to side. Maybe make little circles in the air. And then bringing the arms down by your sides, plant the feet, heels in line with your hips. We're coming up into bridge pose now. So the important thing to know before you come up into bridge pose is that here, when you're lying down on the floor, if you have a big space underneath your back, if you can slide your hands underneath, then we need to activate the core a little bit more before
coming up into bridge. So pull the belly button back to the spine until you feel it press your lower back into the mat. This way we're engaging this core and our spine is nice and neutral. Keeping that neutral spine, making sure to plant the feet, arms by your sides. Inhale, lifts up by pressing into the soles of your feet. Knees are in line with hips. Heels are in line with hips. And just gazing up. Feeling the strength of the back body lift you up. Even the strength of the front body here supports the suspension of the torso. Let's hold this for 4 more breaths. We'll take one last inhale. Exhale, roll 1 vertebrae at a time down to the floor. Go ahead and come into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. And then perhaps even just bring your hands to rest over your belly. Close your eyes for a moment. Almost done with today's practice. So again, taking a moment to just ground down, feel the entire back of your body safe, supported by the earth. Give yourself permission to practice. Don't let the ego get in the way of practicing. The ego will tell you that you need to be perfect. But we're not practicing to perform or to be perfect. We're practicing. And that means it's a journey. It means every day will be a little different. Every individual will be a little different. Just allow yourself to be very aware and accepting of that. Of not only yourself, who you are as an individual, but how you exist with others, how you exist within the world, how you take up space, how you interact with space. Start to envision that bright light just above the crown of your head again, opening you up, opening your true self up to come out into the world, to interact with the world. And on the other end of that, think about that light allowing in more knowledge, more consciousness, more connection to space, to the divine, to the people around you. Then gently draw the knees back together in the center. All right, we're going to come into Viparita Karani. Well, actually, I'm going to give you 2 options. So Viparita Karani is simply both legs straight up to the sky, inner thighs drawing together, flexing the feet. And if you need a little extra support, hands just kind of prop you up underneath the tailbone. If you'd like to come into shoulder stand instead, now a note on shoulder stand, as we're practicing a lot with this class, this non-attachment, not letting ego get in the way, shoulder stand can be very rough on your cervical spine, on your neck. If you've had any sort of neck injuries of any kind, I'd maybe suggest just sticking here with Viparita Karani. That's great. We're just using this inversion to kind of reverse gravity in the body, get the blood moving in the opposite direction. So this is great. If you're coming up into shoulder stand, also know, do not turn your head side to side. Again, lots of pressure on the cervical spine, so you don't want to be turning the head side to side if you want to come up into shoulder stand. You're just going to gaze straight up towards the sky. All right, so staying in Viparita Karani if that's what you're choosing. Otherwise, lifting the hips up. All right, hands are going to come to the lower back, and elbows
are supporting us, pressing the backs of the biceps, the triceps rather, down into the earth, inner thighs squeezing towards each other, belly hugging up and in, gaze up towards the toes. Now we want to try to not let our hips sink back here, but rather bring them directly over the shoulders. If this is uncomfortable for you, come back down. Viparita Karani is great. We're going to breathe for 5 breaths, whichever inversion you're in. And then if you're in shoulder stand, slowly take your time to bring the hips back down to the earth. Ooh. And then hug the knees all the way in towards your heart. Give yourself an actual hug, rock side to side. All right, Supta Gomukhasana, reclined shoelace. Legs come up into the air, right knee crosses over the left, bending the knees so the heels come down towards the floor. Lift your shoulders, lift your head, grab hold of the front of your ankles, and then relax the shoulders back down to the floor and pull your heels to the outsides of your hips. This is our final hip opener. Try to continue to create length in the spine, so try not to lift your tailbone up off the floor, but rather lengthen it back down. Inhale, release, switch out, left leg on top, bending the knees. Lift your shoulders and head to grab the fronts of your ankles. Exhale, relax back down. Hug the heels in closer to your outsides of your hips. Inhale, release, hug both knees into the chest, and we'll go for our final spinal twist. Exhale, use your right hand to draw both knees across the body to the right. Left arm opens out to the side, gaze towards the left fingertips. Inhale, center, knees into chest. Exhale, left hand draws both knees over to the left. Right arm opens, gaze towards the right fingertips. Inhale, center. And preparing for that final Shavasana, so giving yourself one final hug, maybe rocking side to side. And eventually just letting the legs grow long onto the mat, arms by your sides. Close your eyes, relax your head, your neck, your shoulders. Feet fall out to the side, and allow your palms to face up in this Shavasana. It's a gesture of receiving the universe. Allowing yourself to be a part of it, giving yourself permission to be a part of it, to take up space, and to allow that space inside of you as well. Taking one final moment as you breathe to focus in on that Sahasrara chakra, the crown chakra just above your head. Glowing light opening you up to yourself, your true self, and showing that to the world as you allow everyone else in. As you allow yourself to be part of the collective, one piece of the whole. Settle here for Shavasana.
Slowly begin returning back to awareness here on your mat. Finding small movements, taking deeper breaths. Inhale to reach your arms up overhead, finding a nice big full body stretch. And exhale, bend your knees, roll over onto whichever side is calling to you. And press yourself back up to a comfortable seated position again, eyes still gently closed. Sitting up tall, bringing hands together in front of the heart. I'm going to bring them just a little below because my microphone's there. Lifting through the crown of your head, feeling once more connected. Allowing yourself to be free from the ego. Cultivating an attitude of non-attachment, an energy of non-attachment, of acceptance, of truth. And we'll end this class together with an Om. You're welcome to join in at home if you'd like. Otherwise, you can just sit, listen. We'll take a breath to prepare. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Inhale to prepare. Gently bow your head. Namaste. Guys, thank you so much, as always, for practicing with me. Thank you for being a part of this journey, and I hope you really enjoyed this crown chakra flow. Hopefully it was a little bit challenging for you, but in a great way. As a quick reminder, if you wanted to see a breakdown of those sun salutations that we did in the beginning of class, the link to that video is in the description below, and that will walk you through the entire sun salutation and modifications. And if you're interested in keeping up to date with me and my videos, I am releasing new videos every single Tuesday here on Chels Teaches Yoga. And you can also head over to my website at chelsteachesyoga.com and subscribe to my emails for lots of free content, newsletter, cool stuff that I send out every single week, and I really hope to see you there. So thanks again so much for joining me. Share this video, like and subscribe, all that jazz. Namaste.